Recording is on.
Welcome back, Lee.
Hey, thanks, guys. How's it going?
We missed you last week.
I know. I was away with the family in the middle of kind of nowhere. It was very nice. And yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
cool.
hope it was good.
It was good, man.
Where'd you go?
I was in southwestern Colorado, outside of Grand Junction. So it's kind of up in the mountains a little bit, but not like, I don't know, high plains or whatever the hell. But it was cool. Yeah, I have in-laws that have like a ranch out there. So we went out there and just hung out and did lots of cool stuff. It was nice. Family time away.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. I hope you all have been doing well too. Yeah,
we're good. We only missed you last week. Drew cried, but
I'll have to make it up to Drew somehow. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Bat Community Call for Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. I hope you all have been well. I'm just getting back from being off, like I'm saying, for the past week, but team's been holding down the fort well. And hope you all are having a good start of the week. And that, lots of stuff coming up too that we can go over. And I think we can give folks a moment to kind of fall in here. And yeah. Drew, how are you doing, man?
Drew is doing the stream today, so I
think I see.
Yeah.
All good. How are you doing, Godson? You good?
Yeah, I'm okay. Just kind of getting into things a little bit since I came back from Nigeria, but
So you got back and everything, okay?
Yeah. All
good.
Is well.
Yeah, nice. Hello, Jenny.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah, back from vacay.
Yeah.
A well-deserved vacay.
Rare vacay, but nice.
Rare vacay.
Nice time away.
Yes. Okay, question for the audience. Is our live broadcast working? I don't think it. Oh, it is. It's lagging and the picture isn't filling the screen properly, Drew, but it's working. So maybe if Godson is here, he can help you make some adjustments behind the scenes. Oh, there we go. Okay, that looks good. That looks pretty good. All right. I think there's a delay. So I trust that you're figuring it out. Cool. Okay, so we can kick off the deck while Drew and perhaps Godson work out the proportions for the visual broadcast. But anyway, okay, week of July 29th. Let's go. Okay, so this week on Bat X Spaces, our topic of discussion is the creator economy. Big topic for us, as you all know. Join us there on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And joining us on the panel is Freename, Gouge, Kiwi Foundation, and Wink, if anyone is wondering. And last week, our show was all about community. Of course, that was recorded as always. Gave some shout outs to our community members who showed up and were there in the audience, and just talked all about our community and community in general and what makes community so great and so impactful in Web3 especially. So you can go check that out if you missed it. Okay, this is just a reminder. We covered this back in, I think, January, but it's coming right up around the corner. Next month in Pasadena, Luke and possibly a few others from the Brave team are taking part in the Founders golf tournament at the Brookside Golf Course in Pasadena, California. Hey, Luke, I think you have a bit of background noise going.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Let me turn that down. I'll be sure to forget that I'm muted later too.
So yeah, as I was saying, this is the second annual recreational golf tournament, presented in part by Brave, and all of the funds raised from this golf tournament are going towards the Pasadena Community Foundation, which will help with, they're going to put that towards assisting communities affected by the Los Angeles and Pasadena wildfires that happened earlier this year in January. So if you're in the area or know anybody who is in the area, you can get tickets at the link on the screen. We will be tweeting this out as well, because that is a bit of a long link. I'll put it in the chat too. But if you're going to be around, you can spectate the event. I think it might be too late to join a team. Luke might have the full details there though, but you can definitely pass by. You can watch, you can donate. So yeah, I'll put the link in the chat after this.
Yeah, I think they're fielding teams, but yeah, and I know Vayner Media is going to be there, and I think the D-Golfers are going to be there too.
Big. Very cool. Very cool, very cool. Yep, so we'll put the details on X, and we'll share the link in the chat if you want to sign up or just donate. Okay, and then, yeah, I don't have much that I can present in slides for you all this week because there's a lot of work currently going on behind the scenes that we'll hopefully be able to unveil over the next couple of weeks. But what we do have coming later this week is our July momentum update for the Brave Rewards 3.0 partner program. We've got some exciting things to highlight from several, like 2 handfuls of rewards program partners who have been cooking up cool things. So we'll be highlighting all that in the blog. And yeah, that is due out this Thursday, July 31st. So keep an eye out for that. And hopefully I will have some more exciting updates for you from my end in the next couple of weeks. All right. Paula, is this your slide?
Yeah, no, I added this. So I was going to ask Luke if you want to tell us a little bit about it, since it's your podcast.
You're still muted, Luke.
Cool. We had a Song a Day guy on the last podcast. It's pretty awesome. And a few more that are coming that'll be pretty good too. Sorry, I think I was muted for half of that. My bad.
You were muted the entire time.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, just go to brave.com/podcast. We got a bunch of new ones there. They're pretty good.
Awesome. Check it out, everyone. Okay, and then I think yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Adam is not here today, unfortunately, so I'm going to cover for him. But the ambassador updates of this week. So they have been doing some cross-community activations with Tough Light Football, including a giveaway for their NFTs and a space with Community One at 5 p.m. UTC. That's 10 a.m. PST as well, on August the 1st. Then they're starting a new weekly Thursday event at 5 p.m. UTC in Decentraland. This week they're going to meet in Genesis Plaza and try find a bar, but they will be trying various different games and events in the future with their team's help. Then they have created an alumni role for people who have been active but are not anymore, but can come back, of course. So the first one was Natch, who was doing the Japanese localization but is busy for the next 6 months. And lastly, the team now has 3 meetings for ambassadors covering the whole world's time zones, so everyone can get a chance to have a chat with with a member of the team and each other. That's very cool. And as well as sharing the recording in Discord for people who couldn't attend. Next slide, please. And I love the pelican in the slide. Okay, and then the Ambassador Season 5 timeline. This is very exciting. So in August 1st, they're going to announce Season 5 of Bad Ambassadors to the public. Then they're going to publish the application form and push on social media to find people with the roles that need filling. For example, different countries that we are lacking representation for. Then they're going to promote or boot current attaches to ambassador rank depending on their current activity level. So it's the last chance to prove themselves. Very intense. Then conduct interviews with potential candidates with a combination of Battern, Jenny, the rest of the community team, and ambassadors leaders to make sure we get through them all swiftly. Then they're going to review the code of conduct and all of the educational material. Also get Discord and Notion clean and organized. Then get all the ambassadors ready to mentor the new attaches. This system will be a great way to onboard people into the program as it's a lot easier to get to know one person than a crowd. And finally, on September 5th, they're going to invite all the new members into the Discord and get started. So yeah, very, very exciting. Keep an eye out. Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks,
So
Paula.
this will feed off what Paul just said regarding Mr. Battern's slides. And to optimize our time and to allow the other ambassadors who have missed the weekly calls, we have started recording them and presenting decks that will facilitate not only communication, but also helping guiding ambassadors, especially new ones that are turning in for future roles, things that we're doing, and just keep them up to date with the updates from the team. These will be available on the Ambassador Announcement tab on Discord alongside the weekly deck. So there will be a video, basically Mr. Earn, usually going through these topics, and where you can also see the deck. So very similar to what we do here in the Bad Community Call through the live stream. So should I change that? But on my plate, it's Investors NFTs, Investors merch, and Teams Bad t-shirts. So basically to welcome the new season, we want to congratulate the people from the past seasons, and we usually do this through exclusive NFTs that we distribute on Solana. We're thinking of this time using Echo to distribute these exclusive drops by whitelisting the ambassadors only, and also distributing ambassadors merch. Regarding the Team Bad t-shirts, I think it's sometimes it's something that is lacking on the conferences and events. So I really want personally to have a Bad t-shirt to wear there. And I know that the team is also on board with that idea. There's going to be like custom, they'll have the name and they'll have like a little icon that represents everyone from the Bad Community team. Like for example, Mr. Battern will be the Pelican. On Rare Evo, which me, Luke, and Drew are attending next week, I have the personal goal of going after the Cardano chain projects that can directly offer use cases, real life use cases for our token BAT. I'll try to meet with older KOLs that are already. Oh, Sherelle too. And I don't know if Sherelle's actually here. She is, darn it. Didn't see it on there. Anyways, meet with old KOLs, new KOLs for future promos, podcast appearances, and the kind of jazz. Find partners for bats to. Oh yeah, this is something called. So apparently, right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone here does know about it, but we cannot bridge bat from any other chain into Cardano. Do you know if this is true or not, Luke? Because I've been trying those.
More bridge. We just have to. Yeah, we're gonna once we get the integration done, work on bridging some over. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
bridge. There's a couple options, but I gotta revisit it.
I was
like some
looking
kind
into
of
it.
initial setup or something, huh? Maybe.
Yeah.
Right now, to third parties, I don't believe there's one because I was looking to it with Arnyaka. We found some from Avax and Polygon, but none that could directly import those assets into Cardano.
Okay, we talked to a couple guys about it a while ago, but
okay, fantastic.
Yeah, we'll revisit and make it happen.
Heck yeah, dude. And potentially dress as a lion, as I done in the past conferences in Lisbon. These will not depend on the heat, but rather the space in the suitcase. And promote Keith's Yapper Cat, which is the cat that, not the cat, the cap that Keith uses to promote his self-brand. And I think it's pretty funny, and I'll have one there to just take pictures with. Oh, this is the usual spiel. So the GM team with me and Mr. Battern hosting is basically a podcast that we do every week, every Thursday, 2 p.m. GMT +1/10 a.m. EST, where we cover everything about BAT, Brave, and the most recent European news. That's it from my end. Thank you very much.
Right. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Godson, and I have your Brave in Africa update for the week 31. I've started numbering them by the week because I figure it's kind of interesting to go over like all the weeks that we're uh, doing these updates to just kind of mentally keep track. So just to begin, I would like to announce Mr. Stan as our African Ambassador of the month for the month of July, just because even though we don't really have much events or updates going on this month, we'll have a bunch coming up in the next couple of months, and Stan's been sort of like the prime focus. He's been putting in the effort to stay active and stuff over there. We don't have a penultimate ambassador for the month again because there was not much going on, so it didn't really make sense who to pick. But I figured again with the coming events we have with East Safari and some of the other events, we'll have some activity going on. Um, on that note of like some activity going on, Stan will be attending the Ethereum in Kenya event tomorrow. This was like a last minute thing. I caught up on it with him earlier today actually, so don't really know too much about the event, but he picked up yesterday and figured it's time to go for an event, and this is the one. So Ethereum in Kenya, celebrating 10 years of Ethereum in Kenya, which is pretty cool. I remember the day Ethereum launched. I didn't know it's been 10 years already. We also had a call with the Web3 global conference people, so we've kind of agreed to on like a partnership where we will provide the usual ad space and a little bit of ad inventory, and in exchange they have two events going on the 24th and the 25th of October. So the 24th would be like a private investors launch, and we were able to convince them to take Stan with them for that dinner. I think it was a dinner actually, a private investors dinner, and then the day after that they will also have Stan on stage as part of a panel where we're figuring out some of the ways to more directly prompt the moderator to actually ask some leading questions so Stan can present some of the stuff we do. Um so yeah, it's just like it's been a cool it's going to be a cool couple months coming up. We have events lined up, not just in the month of August but also in September and October as well. Just kind of planning it ahead, making sure we have enough time to execute some of these partnerships and stuff. So that's it from us on the continent. Thank you very much. I will see you next week.
Hey guys, yeah, a couple updates. Community side, on top of the normal, weekly trivia in Discord and Jackbox games that the Dave and Dragon Dave run every week. Poker that Battern runs, those kind of things. Those normally scheduled stuff is still going and ongoing. But big update on the guano side of things. Had 250,000 bat locked up in the bat caves earning guanos. So kudos to the community, all contributing and getting in on that. And that's a pretty big milestone. I think that's pretty cool to see that people are still locking up that bat and finding ways to do stuff with their bat on Solana. And that kind of leads into the next thing. It was a pretty big week on Solana side of bat. With actually also correlating with Guano. There was, I guess, some kind of something happened where some traders bought some guano and it shot up the price and volume. And on that bottom one, I'm not sure if you can see it very well. It's kind of hard to see, a little small, but the total activity for that day or two was like 226,000 for bat on Solana, whereas like in normal days, like, maybe 3,000-4,000. So kind of just goes to give a glimpse of like what could be if things pick up on the Solana side for bat, and have other people out there trading and transacting with bat. So super excited about some partnerships that are coming. Not just on Solana side, but on bat in general, for use cases and using and for the offer wall for rewards partners, and getting some real products in front of people and getting discounts and things like that. And pay with bat, not the official pay with bat from Brave, but paying with bat on other platforms and things like that. They'll accept it. So super excited for that. Actually, if you go back to that, excuse me. Yeah, on that tweet, they posted that they put in 1,000 bat into the locked liquidity pool. I think it's just earning. I think if maybe Dragon Dave is around or not, he could share more. I think there's going to be a vote on what to do with that bat. But then with all that volume, I think that was over several months. They earned 1,000 bat, and then with all that volume, there's like over 500 bat earned. So they put in 1,500 bat this past week into the liquidity pool with Solana on Meteora. So cool to see that. All right, next slide. All right, so this is a project that Moonbeamer and Revision have been working with, and we've had a space with, and they are doing a giveaway for our community for their upcoming NFT launch, and it's the Top Flight Football, which is actually uses Karate Combat's Up Layer 2, where you can use your tokens to vote on teams and not lose your tokens if you lose or get it wrong. But if you get it right, you earn tokens. So it's kind of an interesting project. And like I said, we've had a few of the community spaces with them, and thanks to Moonbeamer and Revision for connecting that and bringing our community into that, and giving us some spots for their whitelist spots for their upcoming launch on I think it's NFTs. So if you're interested in that, check out the Bat Community Twitter, and you can follow the steps there for potential chance for some whitelist spots. All right, I think that's it.
Hi again. I got a couple of updates from Bat Latam today. So first, a reminder that Crypto Latin Fest is happening next month, August 21st and 22nd, at the Jardín Botánico de Medellín in Colombia. And our Colombian Bat Ambassador, Wilfredo, will have a space to speak at the event, which is great. And we are doing a workshop separately as well. We put together a very nice deck for him about Brave, Bat, our features, and just general aspects and highlights. Also, Wilfredo has a lot of connections everywhere, and he has he was able to get a group of volunteers to help us at the event. Like they have blockchain developers, and also a few students, and he's worked with them in different events, so we trust that they will do a great job. Like, we are sure of that. And we thought it was very nice because they're very familiar with Brave, and they've been fans for a very long time. So this was a great opportunity for them to also gain professional experience and just like Wilfredo said that to me. They wanted to get like more professional experience, and we are flattered that they wanted to work with us. So yeah, I can't wait to meet them. And additionally, like I mentioned last week, we're running an ad campaign in LATAM, including, I believe it's Colombia, Mexico, Argentina, and Chile. Yeah, I believe so. So the push notifications ad will be live today, and we're currently working on launching the new tab takeovers soon. So we'll keep you posted about that. Next slide, please.
I just want to say that I love the graphic with Wilfredo's face photoshopped in.
It's very funny, to be honest. I find it very funny.
It's great.
Yeah, but it's great. And thank you, Jenny. So now another BAD LATAM update from BAD Honduras. So our BAD ambassador Rafael, he recently partnered with an esports team on Twitch to talk about different topics, including, of course, BAD and Brave, and just chat with the viewers. But like overall, he uses his platform to promote BAD and Brave. You can see his QR code for downloads and pictures on his channel. And I think it was at the beginning of this year that we sent him a bunch of merch. Like he got t-shirts and beanies and stickers, and he's been wearing them on his on most of his streams. So that's very, very cool to see. And he actually just reached 300 followers. I don't remember when he started doing streams, but that's a great number, and he's dedicated a lot of time. So, if you speak Spanish and enjoy watching streams on Twitch, go give him a follow. It's PaintDexter21. So yeah, I love to see it. Thank you. And for highlights of the week on X, we got a lot of posts from different news and, just general accounts about one of Brave's most recent updates. So in case you haven't seen it, Brave will block the recall feature on Windows from tracking your browsing activity. And what I want to highlight is that we got so many reposts and likes and just so much engagement in general. So for everyone that shared this new update, thank you so much. And yeah, I think that's all from us today. Thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, great updates from everybody. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff coming up too. I think we're going to Rare Evo next week, like Guillermo was talking about. I think we're going to be doing like live podcast recording from different folks that are attending the conference from our booth, and then like Guillermo mentioned, and Sherelle and Drew will be there at the booth too, kind of meeting lots of different folks from the ecosystem and exploring different possibilities there. It's kind of cool because this time last year we were going there kind of like getting to know more of the folks in that community, and now we're pretty close on actually like having the integration land in Brave, which is pretty rad. Also, just a couple of other updates. I'm not sure if folks have noticed there's been two things around the new tab takeovers that have been happening this month. One, we ran some a pilot, creator pilots with IOHK and the Sean Ryan show to basically like see how we could derive views for that episode, which went pretty well. We're still kind of getting the data together on that, but we're finding that like there's actually like a pretty strong demand for creators like and guests to like get episode visibility and things like that. So we're exploring that thread a little bit more, but also too just a shout out to Carlos Acevedo, like has been actually like selling a lot of NTT days. I think he sold like 10 or 11 in the past week and a half. So pretty awesome to see the pickup there. And we're seeing more and more from the retail crypto side picking up, which I think is, I think a lot of the things that are happening, the Genius Act passed and a bunch of stuff, but we're starting to see more retail activity picking up from advertisers, and that's great to see, of course. And then also we mentioned too in the prior momentum update, I think, that we're working on the Brave Games activation. There's been a bunch of work going on behind the scenes on that, which will kind of bring more info out, in the next momentum post and stuff. But super excited to move forward on that, and we're going to be using a bunch of the features around the offer wall that are new and out there. And I think that to get Christopher to give me like a final ETA on this, but they've been making some progress too on getting self-custody rolled out for everybody for rewards. So keep eyes on that. I think just a lot happening right now across the board. And as we're seeing like more and more pickup as like, these regulations get clarified a bit. You saw the Genius Act passed, which is great because it's kind of more rules to the road. But this Clarity Act coming up is interesting too. I don't know if folks have looked into that at all, but basically it's going to help to classify a lot of different asset types and get us some more clarity compared to like the Gensler approach is just saying, come in, check in, and then I'll, send you paperwork and enforcement actions later. But it's going to help to define like different types of assets a little bit better. I think we'll see how it goes, as things progress, but I think we're just seeing a complete 180. We talked about this on previous calls, but it's pretty cool to see. And you're starting to see more and more pickup like on the Ethereum side with kind of like MicroStrategy like situations happening with Ethereum and with some of the offerings out there, and just more and more pickup on that side of things. It's all good for us, and I think there's two things that like are really interesting from where we're looking at right now. Like this rewards program is kind of building us into being able to plug into a lot more consumer things. And we've been working on getting apps with crossover potential and stuff. There's some more we'll be announcing on that front in the next couple of weeks. But I think that, looking at what's happening now with the stable coin stuff, like a lot of folks talking about a lot of the pitfalls with, the current financial system and where these things can pick up. But then also, I mean, like looking at what's happening in the browser space, like browsers are just kind of like this little engine that will always, I think like everybody kind of will declare, oh, who cares, and then all of a sudden here they come again, and it's another story about browser being the next answer. And I think what we're seeing right now is you've got like Comet with Perplexity and talks of OpenAI and Dia too, like from the browser company, like AI and browsers becoming more and more of a thing, while you're also seeing things like the Cloudflare kind of pay-per crawl monetization model rolling out. It's really interesting time for us because there's a few things there like on that AI side. And then also like, I don't know if folks saw that Base has rolled out like kind of a rebrand of the Coinbase wallet to the Base app that's waitlist only right now. But it's kind of like looking at the policies from that and some of these other ones. And I just see this common thread happening again. I just wanted to kind of expand on it a tiny bit with you all, just because I thought it was interesting. Like every single one of these, like, companies is talking about there being a new web or like revolutionizing something with this or that. But the one common thread I see with all of them, when you look at companies that are making those kinds of statements, the devil is always in the details with this stuff. And however like flashy the innovations are being on the surface, what you really got to look at is like, how is their relationship with the user and how are they handling that at the policy level? And the thing I'm seeing across all of them that I've looked at so far is just this same pattern of like what we've seen before Brave, even of just like, okay, here we'll collect everything we can. We'll collect from other folks, and you're basically the product, but a richer product now. And I think it's like, again, we saw this with Google and with a lot of these other companies where they start talking about privacy or talking about how they're making a difference on these things, and really it's just kind of lipstick on a pig. And the thing I worry about is a lot of that happening right now where
you'll see some folks like with Comet, they're saying, oh, these are local, it's better for privacy. But then you go and look at the policies and you're like, this is not really, if you're telling me what you're doing with the policies, and like, you know, you're how you get the data to your system is, it's just pipe A or pipe B, right? Like, but the fact of the matter is that you're kind of pilfering me for my stuff, and are licensing or are selling or renting, or however you're, you know, monetizing off that with the crowd. And I think that, you know, this is a real big opportunity for us on a bunch of things. Like, one, you know, having this economy with BAT, ability to earn as a user, but then also like the agentic stuff with Leo that the team's working on putting in a nightly. I think it's an interesting time because there's a bunch of different ways that this can be used from the browser that are super interesting, but like more fundamentally, like having something that's agentic and user first is like key. And I think it's something like we as a company need to do a better job of kind of differentiating how, like, look, like, I don't know if you all saw, like, I've kind of fell into the rabbit hole of Theo Von stuff lately, but Sam Altman was actually on Theo Von and even admitted, like, hey, look, like, don't treat ChatGPT as your therapist, because like if the government comes and asks for that stuff, we have to give it to them. And so, you know, this comes back to first principles, and you know, we're still building the software that kind of puts the user first and doesn't want to collect the information. And when I look at what's happening out there, like the depth that all of these things are, whether it's like the Web3 version with the Amazon of crypto, or the AI assistant that helps you with every bit of your life at the browser, it's all collecting more data, like deeper data, like more sophisticated data about your behaviors and what you're doing and where you're spending your money and who your contacts are and all this stuff. The benefits of this are there's the other side of that, of like, where is this going? And the policies aren't very clear at all about where that's going. It's all very gray matter language and stuff. And so I think that, you know, there's never been a better time to like have a user first platform, an ecosystem, community of people out there now. And like every day you go and you see another breach, another thing where people's information just kind of leaked out there. And so I think that you know, we're as we're hitting close to 100 million monthly users, like you know, a lot of the thesis that we've proven through growth is just going to be, you know, lined up for even stronger. And the way we're positioning stuff with the ecosystem and with the product and all that's like, there's not really anybody else. I mean, there are other folks that are trying to piecemeal and doing good work too, for what it's worth. I like with types of offerings like this, but like really a whole package where you can do this. There's nobody really doing this like we are, which is super cool. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a rant on my part, but I mean, it's just observations, I think, because I think this is a really important time where we're at, where just like before with advertising, a lot of the times, at least in the US, the perception's based off of what the big companies are saying versus what the reality is. And like, I think, you know, you all do a fantastic job of like, you know, being champions for what we're doing and, you know, talking about why these things are important to you. And I think, you know, I just want to kind of commend folks for doing that and say, look, like this is not a time to slow down either. Like there's never been a more relevant time for us to be doing everything that we're doing than right now. And appreciate everything everybody does day in, day out. And it was something where I was kind of like, being gone for a week, you kind of have a little bit of time to reflect on things. And like, there have been calls here, we've had 4 people on, 5 people on, you know, but like many of those people are still here now. Like, it's just such a cool thing we have here. And, you know, the important thing to me, and I think the team, is that we keep being true to what matters and to you all, and, you know, create new ways that we can get you all more involved with having impact on the product. And I also think that right now there's so much like hype and there's so much like
chatter around this AI stuff, but in reality, if you look at what's happening in the market, you basically have like 3 or 4 innovators and everybody following what they're doing. And so again, like as having lead users, as you all are like super involved with what we're doing, like this is the time too, as we release new features, whether it's for wallet or rewards or with AI, like we're going to know what you all want when you all tell us. So I think as we roll out more stuff, we'll be more vocal about what's coming out. And then like, it's never a more important time to like get feedback on like, how could these things be helpful for you? Like, you know, as a user, because if it's helpful for you, it's probably helpful for 10 other people like you and friends and family and stuff. And I think that's the stuff that's going to win. Like as smart as all this stuff claims to be, like, I just got a new device last week and it spent way too long trying to kind of get everything ported over and whatnot. And I was like thinking, God, you know, everyone's talking about agentic stuff. Like, wouldn't it be great to have something that's just smoother for this? Like, nobody's really thinking about that as like a sexy feature to talk about, but like I bet if we had other users changing phones and telling us this, like it might be something that we could actually get up into queue, you know. So anyway, I just want to kind of encourage folks to keep doing what you're doing, keep being vocal about what you want, and yeah, like doors always open. And I'll just open up things. One other little bit too, I thought was cool. I don't know if it was covered last week or not, but we actually are blocking that Windows recall feature that was taking snapshots. That's on our Twitter account. We have posts about that are linked, which I think is pretty cool too. So I'll open it up for everybody. I don't have much else to prompt on, but yeah.
Just gonna jump on that. I was gonna say it was kind of cool to see all the other, you know, like tech media websites, whatever, sharing that as well. I think that's kind of what Paula was sharing, right? Is
Yeah,
about the blocking of the tracking on the Windows things. So that's
it's
cool to
crazy.
see because that kind
I
of
mean,
really took off and people really getting a glimpse of what's what's going on there, and Brave being the only one really that's said they've come out to say, hey, we're going to block that.
it's funny too, because like I remember like back when I first started kind of turning on the privacy, you know, started becoming more aware to like how important this stuff is. One of the things was there was like this case where I think it was some government actually was spying on journalists by like having a piece of malware that was like taking screenshots every so often from their computer. And it's funny looking forward, not funny, but like kind of tragic that like all these years later now it's a feature that's built into this stuff, like and so it's cool to see that we're blocking that stuff. So yeah, Cripple Resistance, what's up? You got a hand up. How's it going?
Sorry about that.
Hey,
My question. Good. How are you?
Good.
My question for you. How much do you see a spike in going or back in market at the beginning of each month when the payouts come out?
Yeah, I mean, I think we see one. I think like I think Drew mentioned this too. Like the coin market cap got more. It has, or Coin Gecko, I think, is listing us. So now it'll get more visibility in the wallet. I think, you know, these new changes we're making to rewards are going to bring more people in. And now that we're seeing the crypto side kind of warming up too, it'll bring more and more demand in. There's also some other stuff we're working on too that will drive more demand. So I don't have a specific number. I don't want to like put it out there necessarily, but I think, you know, with the direction we're going in, it's setting us up to do much better than what we've even done in the past on this front. So I hope that helps.
Well, I mean, you would think that you would see a spike at the beginning of each month when the payouts come out, because that's
I
when
see.
people would stake more.
Yeah, I see. I think like we will maybe see that like probably in the beginning of the month. I think too, like having the option kind of featured more through the program has been helpful on that front too. So I think part of this is just kind of like getting more attention on that use case and like getting more people in the know about it, and then also like getting more people into self-custody too, because most of those users I think will be the ones most likely to stake that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry about
And
that.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say thanks. I want to say thanks to Dragon Dave, who I think applied to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. I think they're still waiting to hear back from CoinMarketCap, but got CoinGecko on there. So hopefully it'll show up in the Brave wallet soon. I guess we'll see.
If it's on there, it should. I think like
Yeah, I'm hoping. Last I checked, it wasn't on there on mine. But my understanding is one of the guys that works on that it was out, so they may look at it when they get back.
got it. I'll ping some folks too, like and
Yeah,
see if we can
all good.
do that.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Then it'll show up in the Brave wallet as well. So, because yeah, it'll be good.
I mean, that
Yeah.
was like we even had like the CEO like from there. He was saying there needed some criteria or something. So it's super cool to see that it finally cleared the hurdle to get picked up by them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, only took like what 8-9 months, but it's a long game. So
It's honest work. Yeah.
and it's honest work. Yeah, just doing bat stuff. It's out there,
What, like
out there doing bat stuff.
$250,000 bat in a cave, not falling off of order books, right? It's fantastic.
Yeah, and then I think it's like around 30. At least last I checked, it's probably been last week or so. In that liquidity pool, so if you put those together, it's like right around 20% of all the bat on Solana is locked up either
Nice.
in the cave or in the liquidity pool.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah, and there's some more use cases too. I think they're getting ready to ship with some of these partners too in the near future once we get some of the paperwork done.
That's awesome and it's interesting. Yeah.
Bottlenecks be real.
Exciting.
But yeah, for sure. Cool. Anybody else have anything you want to talk about? Anybody?
I guess you said you try to get with Chris on when that actually rolls out to everybody for the self-custody.
Yeah, I have a call with him in about an hour where I'm
nice.
going to ask him about that because I heard it was July, and then I think that there were some folks that were out of the office that needed to be around for that.
Yeah, that'll be big because then basically everybody can start earning that straight to their wallet. And yeah, I think it'd be nice if we could get a good kind of media push on that as well, or out in the trenches and stuff, because there's a lot of people that don't realize that that's coming. I get people all the time asking or saying, "Oh, you got third-party KYC, or you got to do this or that." And it's like, yeah, that's coming. That's a big step forward in my opinion.
I agree. And I think too, with some of the things that have happened recently, like with Uphold, like pulling on Canada and stuff, people have been wanting this option. And it's just another step forward on what we're doing, getting everything more and more on chain and things like that. So it'll be good to get that out there. And I agree.
Question on you mentioned Carlos and getting the new tabs placements. How much do you think is that just the crypto market's picking up, or the user base growing, combination of both, or some other reason behind that?
I mean, I think it's a combination. I think a lot of it is the crypto markets, like getting retail side, at least from what I'm seeing from some of the advertisers that have been running, like I think there was like EtherFi and a couple others that are like pretty closely related to like more processors like coming online and offerings. Like I was talking to somebody who said they actually were able to like kind of borrow against their ETH and like pay for a vacation with that, which was kind of rad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, and so I think that that's helping, but also the user base too, getting larger and basically like, we're also seeing some like Proton's been buying some more too, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about that, but go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like today, we had another, animated new tab, which is those things are cool. I'm excited to kind of see where that goes, because I've always thought that'd be kind of cool. Excuse me, but how, how have those done, or do we know yet? Maybe don't even know. I think there was the one other Proton one, but I think there was some issues on the Android side. But do you know how those did compared to the static image?
Yeah, I mean, I do actually. I was looking at the numbers, and it's kind of hard. Uh, what I did when I looked at it was I basically like pulled out the Android stuff because there was an issue with one of them, so I didn't want to kind of look at it with skewed data a little bit. But there's two things to kind of think about with this. One is like kind of shiny new factor, so you're going to get a lot more engagement on something that's new like this. But that said, I think that, we were seeing like 3 to 4x engagement on this as far as like click throughs and engagement rate. And they're also adding in some metrics around this too for the different features that are there. So before it was like, just like a image that you click through. So the metrics are pretty straightforward. With some of these things, there's other touch points. So, like a slider engagement or like, whatever, like those types of things will be measured a little bit differently. But that said, I mean, like the engagement was like, I think 2 to 3x higher on that than what it was, typically with a static click through rate. So we're going to keep watching that. And I think the key is to like see how that steadies out over time. But even if that steadies out to like a 30% increase, that's like huge, right? Like it's a big engagement increase on the unit, which is cool.
Yeah, for sure. Not cool.
Yeah. Godson, you got a hand up. What's up, my man?
Yeah, thanks. Slight change of speed. I am, and this is not really a question. It's more of a call to the community, a community call, if you will. So ever since the BAT token listing on BearDex, it hasn't really had the sort of like grand adoption that is yet to come, of course. But I figured like this would be a good time to just ask folks like what is it that it would take to get people to actually try out the DEX and the product. So it's like I have a couple thoughts about like should we do like a trading competition or something, or like like an airdrop for deposits or something like that. But I figured I'll just kind of pose the question on the call and just be like, hey, like what would it take, basically. And like I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, this is pretty much the it's not the only option, but like if you're on chain and you have BAT on Solana, and you're trying to trade it without like too much slippage or fees on like a swap, this is pretty much your only option. But just to like get folks excited or something, like what would it take, right? And I don't know, I'm not expecting like an answer right away or anything like that, but I figured I'll just ask while we're here.
No, I think it's great. I think it's good, like to ask, and I'd love to hear what I'd love to hear exactly like what would people like to see, because like that's stuff we could help promote too, right, through the program.
I think it's a trust issue, because there's a lot of fraud out there, and you gotta build the trust. I mean, it takes a lot for me to trust a DEX or whatever with crypto. And that's a big thing in the trust.
Okay. Okay. Good feedback. I guess I'll like. What would it take then to build the trust? Just time, or like audits, or something like that? Or
Yeah, I would say audits or yeah, time, um, anything you could do to, uh, uh, um, to, uh, to share that the desk is secure, I guess. That's what I would do.
okay. Yeah. Good point. Good point. I mean, we already have audits and everything, but maybe like it'll take a little bit of like a publicizing, a publication, I guess,
Cool,
just to get the word out there.
cool.
Yeah, I think that's a good point too. Like, because there's also like the put. I know when you guys initially pushed, it was like talking about it too, but like even just kind of, yeah, letting people know that I think that's helpful. What types of incentives would help move people too? Because I know like you guys were talking like maybe airdrops or certain things like that. Like, what do people? Does anybody have any thoughts on that too? I think that might be interesting to hear.
I was going to ask, yeah, are there like incentives for trading BAT over there? Or just in general? Maybe I should know this already, but maybe you could,
Yeah. So
remind us.
yeah, there are general incentives for using the decks, right? So we have an airdrop program with the token that's gonna conclude um, in a not specified time, but it'll be like $2 million in tokens. We also have like I think I mentioned this on yesterday's ambassador call, but we have like we're gonna do like tickets, giveaway tickets for the Super Bowl, and then also 2 tickets for the World Cup final as well. And then jokingly yesterday, one of the founders said we should do I don't know, like a Lamborghini giveaway or something like that, just to kind of like overtly Zahadrian signaled the whole thing, right? Um, but like nothing specific to BAT specifically, which is kind of like what I'm thinking. Like, should we do like a BAT, trading competition or something, or like a giveaway for just like depositing and holding or something like that, or maybe like a guano giveaway for like BAT traders and so back and forth, something like that. So, but
Yeah.
it's just like thoughts in the air, just trying to get the community.
Me personally. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Coco.
Sorry. You gotta be careful with the incentive because if you do a pie in the sky stuff, people are going to say, "What kind of bullshit is that?"
Oh, I mean, we have the tickets already.
Yeah, I know.
We don't have the Lamborghini though, but
I know. I know, man. You get that stuff all the time on Twitter or whatnot, and it's like, what can you believe and what can't you believe? So if you offer too much, maybe that might scare off people too. So you gotta be careful with that.
good point. Good point.
And I don't like. I think part of it might be just like what are like easy things to try, and then see like if you get some good signal off of it, and if it's good, then like what to dig in more. Like, I mean, for example, like it could even be something like reduced fees or something if you're holding BAT, or something small where it doesn't take a ton of dev lift, and then seeing, oh cool, like when we did a trading incentive, we got this, or a tournament did that, right? Like, and then you try it out. Maybe it's like you do it for like a month or two and see like, okay, like for a limited time, we're doing this. And are users doing this? Like, what's it take? And then, you know, whatever works, do you just double down? We did that with the referral program, actually, like in the beginning, where we were like, okay, is it going to be grants, referrals, or what? And it just took a little bit of iteration, but, you know, it helps because I don't think it would take a lot, right? Like, I think like if people have the option and then have the option to like pay less for fees or something, like, I think it would be kind of a no brainer, but I don't know. Like, I think it's good that you raise this. Cause like, I don't know, you know?
On the you say it's like doing maybe a airdrop or whatever. Is that like a temporary deal, or is it like, you know, obviously that will be a temporary deal. Not like you're gonna airdrop all the time, but like, is it where like you can earn kind of tokens or points as you trade kind of thing, or would that be just like a temporary? All right, we're gonna do this airdrop and based on trading and stuff, and then
Yes.
take a snapshot kind of thing.
Yeah. So the way it's working now, it's like a points collection, process that we're in. And then we'll do the airdrop after that. So there is like a general trading.
Okay, so that and that would
point-
be ongoing even like after the airdrop. It's just like,
Yeah,
or no, yeah, okay.
the capacity will still be there, but then after the airdrop, unless we decide to do like a season 2 of it,
Mhm.
which we might. There are no
Okay.
plans to do like a multiple season at the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's always I guess a challenge, but yeah, you know, you're in the right track, I think. And I guess also like me personally, I'm not like a huge trader. I mean, yeah, I transact and stuff here and there and mess around, but like I'm not like in and out trading, day in and day out. So obviously you gotta find ways to target some of those types. That I don't know how to do, but obviously you know all that. I'm not telling you anything new, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But
I would
and
hate
if
to
you Mhm.
I would hate to drag us any longer. We're already like 2 minutes over time, but just to like talk about like fees and stuff. Like if you just do like a basic swap, you slip like anywhere from like 1 to 5% on that, right? The fees plus the actual slippage as well. And if you do that with any size, you're like with like BAT on Solana, we don't have much liquidity.
Mhm.
You're gonna be like losing like somewhere like
Yeah.
10 to 20%, right? So, and the fees on the DEX is literally 0.2%.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why I'm not too worried about it. Like people will eventually get the idea. It is
Yeah.
incredibly so much more cheaper to do it this way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, especially when you're going for a cross chain and stuff. I mean, I think you gotta really point that out too, right? Because you can
yeah,
trade on different chains and whatnot.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Cool. Well, yeah, and folks, like if you guys get any ideas here, like Godson will be here next week too. Like, let's be happy to revisit it too, and see what people bring to the table. But that said, I know we're 3 minutes over, so appreciate everybody making it out today. We will be back 1 week from today, same bat time, same bat channel. Have a good week, and see you all online. Take care.
See you guys.
See everyone.
Bye now.
Thanks, you guys. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Take care.